What's going on, people? Matt Zahra here from MZ Sports and News on a beautiful Sunday morning down in Sydney, Australia. Just got done watching the Ebanie Bridges versus Shannon Courtenay fight for the WBA world title. Female boxing. Interesting fight. There's a little bit of history between me and Ebanie. I was actually in attendance for her pro debut in Sydney on the Tim Tszyu fought on that card, but it was the Paul Gallen, John Hopewadi card. It really didn't register who she was when I saw that fight. She won that fight, but she was knocked down by her Asian opponent in the first round, I believe. And then when I'm watching the fights today, I'm thinking she looks familiar, man. And the name rung a bell, Ebanie. I'm thinking, she looks like a girl I worked with back in the day. And her name was Ebanie. So I done a quick check on Google, checked out her wiki, and sure enough, she's from Western Sydney. So I put two and two together, and I'm, thinking to myself, it looks like her, same name, she's from the same area. Like, that's her. Like, I'm thinking, this was a while ago, so, people do change a little bit, but it's her. Same stature, same hair, same features, everything. I worked with her back in the day at Surf Dive and Ski, a retail store in the Parramatta Westfields. And, she had a little bit of a crush on me back in the day, but this was years ago, Had a little bit of a crush, as did a few girls that I work with in that place, but, that was back in the day. Since then, I believe she was a bodybuilder for 7 years, did some kickboxing, now into the boxing game. She started off with karate as a young kid, from what I read on Wiki, but just wanted to, give my thoughts on today's fight, my review. As I said, I watched her fight in her pro debut in Sydney in 2019, I believe. And I was gonna be a little bit harsh on my wrap up, my reflection on the fight. But seeing that I know the girl and seeing that I know how much of a beautiful person she is, has a great personality, I can't do her like that. But I love this girl. Like, she was always positive, and we always had a good vibe when we were working together. I'm glad that her life's on the right track, and she's doing something positive in a professional field like boxing. But what I was gonna say was, from the first time I watched her, I could tell that, she, I don't know, it's hard, man. Like, I can't say she didn't have any amateur experience, because from what I read on Wiki, I think she won some national titles or something like that in the amateurs. But with the limited competition there is in female boxing, I believe in some weights there's only like 7 girls competing. It's hard for her to get that experience that the men get. When there's so many men competing in boxing, they're able to fight, internationally, overseas, and, get, world-class experience. But from the first time I seen a pro debut, okay, so if you're the national champion, amateur champion, clearly, you're going to go into the professional ranks confident. But when I was watching her, I just didn't see the skills that I see from, some of the male fighters or other fighters on their pro debut. I couldn't understand what all the hype was about. And, didn't really see the ability, as I said, that I see by some fighters on their pro debut. But, hype's one thing, skill and talent is another thing. She made her way to a world title fight today, so congratulations to her. For a girl from Parramatta to fight on the world stage in England is incredible. But I just feel like, the standard not all female boxers. You got a female boxer in America by the name of Shannon Estrada, who just won the world title in her weight division, and she's been an amateur since a young kid, and she's skilled. Like, she's world class. Another one is Clarissa Shields, real classy to watch. Like, she'd beat up most guys. Layla Ali back in the day. There are some women that look exceptionally well while doing what they do, but I just feel like Ebanie was a little bit undercooked, maybe, starting boxing later. Because I met her when she was like 18, and at that point she wasn't boxing. So, I mean, I had my first fight at 14 when I was young, and in my second fight I got touched up by a great fighter named Matt Corbett. But that's how you learn. Like, at a young age, that's how you learn. Like, imagine taking a beating at 14 and thinking, okay, so these are the adjustments I have to make. This is where I need to get better. It's too hard, like, to make them adjustments later. I think she's going to be 35 this year, and she just took a beating today. She said she couldn't see out of her left eye, and I don't know what the future holds for Ebanie Bridges. She fought for a world title, so clearly she's gonna get fights on the domestic scene and that sort of thing. But just a little bit undercooked for me. I don't know what all the hype was about. And today, she pretty much got exposed by a fighter that's only had 7 fights. A fighter that was an alcoholic in her younger years and, found God in boxing and stuff like that. I mean, I'm not trying to down-talk Ebanie Bridges in any way, shape or form, but when I saw her pro debut, I didn't get what all the hype was about, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, she's strong. She was a bodybuilder for 7 years, so she's going to have the muscle memory. She's, going to have the power. But, skill can beat muscle and power, as we've seen today, because Shannon Courtenay, she ain't a physical specimen that's, like, regarded as special. Do you know what I mean? She's just a hard worker and, develops her skill. But, that's the wrap up for today. I was a little bit, shocked when it was the same Ebanie that I used to work with back in the day in retail. But it is what it is, you know what I mean? Time flies and people, shock you sometimes. So big effort to Ebanie Bridges for, getting to where she got. And I hope, she continues with whatever makes her happy in life. As I said, she is 35 right now and she fought for a world title. So that's incredible. But, I just think the standard of women's boxing, as we've seen today, 2 girls with a combined fight number of 13 fighting for a world title. It's not on the same standard as the men. But in saying that, like I said, there are some talented women out there like Shannon Estrada, Clarissa Shields and stuff like that. Some girls that can fight, you know what I mean? But it is what it is. Shout out to Ebanie. No disrespect. No negativity intended. I'm just speaking my mind. But, great job to get where you got. And, I haven't seen you. Well, I saw you in 2019 fighting, but didn't get to speak to you. And, it's just amazing that that's the same girl that I worked with all those years ago. But if I catch up with you over, in the near future or whatever, I'm sure it's going to be all love because we had a good vibe back in the day. But I'm waiting for the Conor Benn Vargas fight. I'm sure I'll give a reaction to that because I actually sparred Conor Benn probably 2016 when he was training in my local gym with his father. He trained out of that gym for maybe 2 years before he went back to London and turned pro. So I know Conor and his father a little bit. Sparred Conor for a round. There was a little bit of a verbal stoush between me and him. I don't hold my tongue when I fight or spar anybody, let alone a guy like Conor with a famous last name. So I think that actually lifts me more, gets me more excited when it's such a large name, helps me to rise to the occasion. But I will say Conor is significantly lighter than me, but he did shake me up with an uppercut. That boy's got power. I had maybe 20 to 30 kilos on him, possibly. What's he weigh? He's only light. He's only Yeah, easy. Probably 20, 25 kilos on him. And, I was able to keep him off with my sheer weight and size. But let me tell you, the boy does have power. He hit me with one uppercut, and, it definitely got my attention. And, Nigel told me to jump out after that one round because the verbal stoush was getting a little bit, how you going? And to be honest, I don't think Nigel likes anyone putting his son on show or, I wasn't disrespecting Conor. It was just, competitive banter. But waiting for his fight. This is going to be an interesting fight between Conor and Vargas. Conor's biggest test to date. Vargas has been in there with some good fighters like Errol Spence, Garcia, a few other names they mentioned, Amir Khan. So Vargas definitely has the better resume, but we're going to have to wait and see how Conor fares and if he can rise to the occasion. Hats off to Conor for taking the challenge. As he said, in boxing, in life, you need to take these challenges and step up. Otherwise, you're going to die wondering. So, yeah, I'm going to get back to the fights. There's a female fight on right now, but I'm going to end this video up so I can catch the Conor Benn versus Vargas fight live. Peace for now. Love all of y'all. MZ for MZ Sports and News.